something that we kind of always like, years ago before you started, we knew about you and what you're doing and everything. We
Hmm.
would kind of joke like, man, wouldn't it be great if Murphy could talk and we could talk to her? And then we'd be thinking about it. We'd be like, nah, maybe not. She'd just kind of annoy us all day and ask to play and stuff like that. But then you even, because I think that's probably a concern people have is like, if I give
Hmm.
my dog a play button or an eat button, are they just going to be
Hmm.
hitting that thing all day and, bugging the crap out of
Yep.
us?
Yep. That's definitely something that people say a lot. And interestingly, I've I heard this a lot as a speech therapist too, which is really hard to believe. But you'd be surprised. There were a lot of times when I would, introduce a device to a child, or a kid would start using their device more independently, and just like any other toddler using verbal speech, that he would say his favorite words all the time on his device. And the parents sometimes, or professionals, would delete that word, or they would take the device away. And I had to have so many conversations and say, you know, this would be like the equivalent of duct taping a child's mouth shut. Like you can't just remove their device just because they're saying what they're thinking about all the time. And so it's just been interesting hearing the same kinds of concepts. Like, I don't want my dog to have this word because then they'll say it all the time. But from my perspective, I would much rather know what they're thinking about all the time than just have them whining like crazy and not know why. So I think it's just been interesting seeing those parallels of I would hear that a lot in speech therapy, unfortunately, and now, yeah, some people are hesitant to give their dogs those, highly preferred words because they don't want to hear them saying it all the time.
Yeah. Well, and I think yeah, when this kind of stuff happen, or I guess as you kind of teach your dog to speak, or even with, a child or something,
Hmm.
um, it's cruel. Like I wouldn't even think about it, but it would be so cruel to take, a word away from them or something like that. It's like duct taping their mouth shut. So I think doing this with your dog, would really
Hmm.
help you just, just to treat them better. Like you're not
Hmm.
there. I mean, I don't know. People think different, I guess, about dogs, but to me, and I'm sure you with Stella, like our dog is like a member of the family. We would want to like
Hmm.
treat them well and have Murphy be able to, communicate to us. And so I think
Hmm.
this is just a way, like when you said that, I was like, yeah, that would be horrible. I would never want to duct tape Murphy's mouth shut, but it just kind of
Right.
trains the, the dog owners thinking a little bit to be like, let's address the dog's needs here and what they actually need rather than just like, you know, behaviorally shutting them down or something. I don't know.
Exactly. It's so common and so easy to just treat the behavior rather than what's lying underneath it. So really thinking about why something's happening or what they're trying to communicate and reaching that level instead of just, the surface level behavior that you're seeing. And I think something too, which this is fair, like people just don't realize it because this is so new, but you don't have to say yes every time to your dog requesting something. So, I mean, Stella has learned some boundaries just by, these real life situations where if she's asking for something over and over and we're not able to go, like I'll have to say no or later or we're all done. And eventually she understands that and then she stops asking for it and we'll go do something else. So I think people, just assume that you have to say yes all the time to keep reinforcing it, but you can still reinforce the meaning of a word by using it in another context. So I can say, no park now, park later, and then go to the park later, and that's okay. So I think, just reminding people that just because they're asking for something all the time, you're not, like indebted to them to say yes every single time, just like you would teach a child some boundaries too. And that's perfectly okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point. This dog, just because your dog learns to talk, it's not gonna take over your life or become your master, I guess.
Exactly. It's like, when a toddler has a cookie for the first time, they'll probably keep asking for cookies because it tasted really good, but you wouldn't necessarily give them a cookie every time. You would explain, we have cookies after dinner or whenever it's appropriate, and then just teach them. So I think dogs can learn a lot more than people realize, and we just have to give them the opportunity and the right, strategies and right skills to teach with.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. This is my dog, Murphy, and these are dog treats. Now I'll give Murphy one of these dog treats, and all you have to do is press the like button. Just press that little like button right down there at the bottom of this video, and this sweet, adorable, cute little puppy gets a treat. All thanks to you. Alright, you did it? Okay, I believe you if you said you did it. There you go, Murph. She got that treat because of you. Now, I'll eat one of these treats, and all you have to do is click that subscribe button right there, pointing to it. Just click that subscribe button, subscribe to Curiosityness with me, Travis DeRose. Get lots of good video, and I'll eat this treat. Alright, you did that too? That's not very good. Bro, not very good.